I grew Hayes Detail Shop from a $200,000 business to a $400,000 business in a single year simply by changing our processes. Add some simple things that is going to make the customers know that you are a person willing to take care of their needs. Okay, but how do we focus on leveraging those 5 to 10 minutes as the best 10 minutes that customer has ever experienced in their life? You can have all the best tools, you can have all of the right equipment, but if your customers don't feel something at the end of the detail, well, I think you have missed opportunities. This is why you see over and over why people go back to the same mechanics, they go back to the same hairstylist, they go back to the same barber, nail salon, whatever, because they know that they're going to get the value that they're looking for. Hey everyone, welcome to another podcast. My name is JJ Vola, the host of Hungry Driven Podcast. That is right. I finally thought of a name and I really just wanted to stay on brand with the name. So I appreciate everyone to give me ideas and feedback on what I should call this podcast. But Hungry Driven Podcast, I'm just really excited to think that in my brain, my vision for this podcast, my coaching is going to be bigger than me. It's going to be bigger than this community. It's going to be bigger than detailing, because at the end of the day, there's so many people that are driven, that are hungry, that just want the best for their life and are so career oriented. And if we get those type of people involved in this community, just think of the affirmations, the good jobs, the heck yeah, instead of the boring, oh, maybe one day you'll make it, maybe one day. No, you are going to make it. So if you put yourself in front of those type of people that are cheering you on, it's going to seem effortless that you're actually are hitting your milestones, you're hitting your goals because you have the right support system with you. Now, Team HCP, there is a free group chat that you can be a part of on Facebook. You just type in Team HDP. It's really just a kind of entry point for people to get involved and understand this type of community. But there is a paid option. Reason why is because people understand that in order to get from A to B quicker or A to B faster, that it's actually A to Z. And you have to go and find your next steps to get you to those levels. And we have a community where we have other like-minded people that are willing to make the investment into themselves and they actually want to get something out of their return on investment, their ROI. So if you're paying for something and you have this ability to be around other smart detail business owners that want to see you succeed, well, yeah, that is worth something. So if you want to be a part of our paid Team HCP and be around other like-minded detailers, please do not hesitate to come reach out to me. Come find me either on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, The Detail Consultant. That is me. And in case this is the first time you tuning in, I help detailers grow and scale their detailing business. I grew Hayes Detail Shop from a $200,000 business to a $400,000 business in a single year simply by changing our processes. We didn't spend $1 on ads. It's just how can we be efficient? How can we use sales to our capability? And how can we treat customer service like it's the most number one thing? So without further ado, let's get into this episode because that's what we're going to talk about. Customer service. Why customer service is more important than the detailing service itself any day. Okay, and I have 5 talking points to really kind of break it down so we can really dissect it. But I want you to really take in consideration, you can have all the best tools, you can have all of the right equipment, but if your customers don't feel something at the end of the detail, well, I think you have missed opportunities. There are people that are looking for you to be taken care of. Like they want you to support their needs. And if that means having a clean car every 2 weeks, once a month, every 6 months, once a year, they're looking for that someone to take care of their needs. This is why you see over and over why people go back to the same mechanics, they go back to the same hairstylist, they go back to the same barber, nail salon, whatever, because they know that they're going to get the value that they're looking for. And it could be in different ways. How they're treated, maybe just the quality of service, because if you do offer quality service, but you delivered exceptional customer service, then why would they go and have to use anybody else? At the end of the day, Branding, right? A lot of successful brands out there, companies focus on how they treat their clients. It doesn't matter about the products. It doesn't matter about what they're trying to sell. If they're selling themselves, they can sell anything. So this is what we want to focus on. So let's break it down on a couple points, okay? Because at the end of the day, customer service is more important than a perfect detail. And yeah, that's right. I said it, right? Now, if we think about it, you're going to spend maybe less than 5 to 10 minutes talking to your client, right? From the phone call to the introduction, hello, how are you? This is the car, great, to thank you for your business. That time max is probably about a 5-10 minute window. When you're detailing the car, think about how much time you invest, probably a good 2 to 4 hours, right? So the difference is you're going to become a better detailer faster than you are going to be a customer service representative. And that's just natural. You are focused on detailing. You're not focused on taking care of the clients. You're not focused on ensuring the smiles on your face, representing your brand. Sure, at the end of the day, those stuff matter, but you get better over time. Okay, but how do we focus on leveraging those 5 to 10 minutes as the best 10 minutes that customer has ever experienced in their life? Okay, so let's talk about it. Right? Number one, clients don't know what perfect looks like. You know the swirl marks, compounding, the techniques. They don't. They're going to judge the experience, not the detail. So let's think about that. How do we break that down? People don't care about their cars, majority speaking, okay? They use it as a transportation need from A to B, dropping the kids off to the school, from home to work, work to home, going to get supplies. To some people, the cars don't matter. Yes, there are a select few people out there who their cars are their baby, their pride, joy, possession, everything. But at the same time, those are the same people that are cleaning their own cars. So the people who need your services, right? Need, not want, that need your service, they don't care about the swirl marks, the scratches, how you do things. They're simply looking to understand, okay, did you perform what you said you were going to do, clean my car? And you know what? Sometimes that alone is a wonderful feeling. Customers get into a nice clean car. They're like, wow, this is better than when I bought this brand new. Holy crap, I've never seen this car so clean before. And that alone is a great feeling, right? Based off of your service. But could we not add to it? Could we not add some simple things that is going to make the customers know that you are a person willing to take care of their needs, not just what they want? Like, you're focusing on the problems, and you can be the person that solves those problems. Like, you have to understand, you are in the people business. You're focusing on the people, not the service of the car or whatever. Like, you have to understand your customers are going to give back to you by booking you again, by referring you to a friend or family or maybe a business. Think about this. So you don't have to waste your time trying to interest a customer about the swirl marks or the 1, 2, 3 stage paint correction, because at the end of the day, those things don't matter. But if you can educate a client in a short amount of time and say, hey, listen, I noticed this, the swirl marks on your paint. I understand your vehicle is a big investment to you, and you probably use it for a lot of transportation and commuting needs. But can I bring something to your attention, and can I just suggest one thing to you? And it's simply by whatever. You could do a paint correction. You could offer a wax coating. You could offer a ceramic coating. Whatever that comes out of your mouth at that time, this is what I suggest. Because you have a nice vehicle, and I'm sure you want to take care of it over a number of years. Like, this is how you can educate customers in a matter of seconds. But the customers don't care. Majority of the ones that are using you. So at the end of the day, if you miss a spot, they're not going to care. But if you treated them poorly, if you rolled your eyes, if you huffed and puffed, they're going to remember that. They're going to think, wow, you know what? Who cares if this guy can detail a car? I hate how I was treated. And I'm sure you can put yourself in your shoes. Like, think of a time where you were disrespected in a business-oriented environment, and how maybe it was a server that didn't care, rolled their eyes. Maybe they're having a bad day. It's rubbing off on you. It's things like that you as the customer will never return to that business. And it's so unfortunate, because the owner of that business didn't have any control of that server treating you the way they did. But it's because of that experience that you're probably not, it's not going to be on your first top 3 list of what restaurants to go to. Might be a fantastic restaurant, but if you're treated poorly, you ain't going back. Okay. Number 2, great work equals 1 job. Great service equals 10 referrals. If you're detailing and you do an exceptional job, but your customer service isn't there, okay, great. You clean a car. Thanks. See you later. Bye-bye. But if you give that customer of an experience of being treated, taken care of, asking questions, hey, what do you use this vehicle for? How can I get, the most out of this detail, simply by understanding their needs, their wants, and what they're using their vehicle for? If you have these right informations, you can deliver a customer service that is exceptional for your clients. And they're going to want to share that to their friends. Wow, this person was kind, respectful, understand my needs and values. And you know what? He even suggested some services. I didn't go with them at this time, but I'm definitely going to consider that next time with how great the detailing fell through. So we need to show up on time. We need to smile. We need to thank them continuously for their business. They made a financial investment into you. So you have to return the favor. Be exceptionally kind and thank them over and over and over again. At Hayes Detail, I do this number of times because, there's going to be a new client at least every single day. Maybe not. Maybe half of our clients every single day are using our service for the first time. So it's so important to keep that level of standard at so high, because it's situations like that. They're going to go home and be like, wow. You know what? That Hayes Detail down in Dundas, they got something special there. And it's the team, it's the services, it's the quality of work. Everything's going to align together. But you need to focus on the interaction with the clients more, because that is what is important. You are in the people business. And I'll say this over and over until I'm blue in the face. You interact with the clients. You sell yourself, you're going to sell anything. And that's going to allow you to build your loyalty, your community of people that use your services within your town, city, wherever you are. But if you take that time, if you didn't have a chance, go back and listen to my walk around video, because walk around with a client, especially if it's only 2 to 3 minutes before you start the detail, it really sets the expectation, the tone of your service and what you're offering. If you simply go around with the vehicle and say, listen, this is what I suggest based on what I'm seeing. It's a lot dirtier than what you suggested online, and that's okay. We still have time. It's just going to require more time to do this detail, but I need to let you know I have to charge you a little bit more, simply because of how dirty this vehicle is. Oh no, I figured you'd say that, and that's okay. I know it's a mess. I know it's a slop. Like, people do understand. Right? Like, when they book the appointment, they know you couldn't see it. So, and if they say no, absolutely not, then ask yourself one question. Is it worth your time to do the detail? If it's not, then drive away. It's okay. Nothing worse than going on a Facebook Marketplace and buying some electronics, and then you go and buy it, bring it home, and then it's not working. Right? Wasted money. Like, you are wasting your time, energy on a customer that's probably not going to value your service anyways, if they don't understand that you are going to need more time, and that requires more cost in order to deliver the expectations that they want. And if they say no, okay, say, listen, okay, fine, but I need to make sure that I'm going to invest a certain amount of time, which is 2 hours. And I can only vacuum so much, I can only scrub so much in that time, so I need you to understand it's not going to be as good as I usually deliver. Hey, that's no problem. Okay, you're setting the expectations at the beginning. You're allowing the customers not to be disappointed at the end of the detail, and you suggested an upsell, which is maybe going from bronze to silver or silver to gold, getting that extra $75 to $100. Why not? You're already there. This is why when you listen to them, you understand what they're using their vehicle for. You create suggestions. They say no, they say no. Okay, fine, great. Expectations just went significantly down. So then they're going to be happy with whatever they get, and they know they're going to get a good result because they have been hearing nothing but great things about you, right? Google reviews, maybe a friend, whatever, suggested you. Maybe they found you and they saw some Instagram posts of your before and after. They're using you for a reason. Okay, so show them. So you're not building transactions, you're building trust at the end of the day. I want to make that clear. Number 3, you can train detailing, but you can't fake heart. Everyone and anyone can learn how to clay bar, polish, and coat, but you can't teach someone to actually care about someone's needs. And that's hard. Listen, I'm a very people-pleasing person. If somebody tells me there's something wrong, I want to find out how I can help and suggest something that's going to make the situation better. But not everyone has that type of navigating and correcting something or making something right. It's hard. But if you have more information, you can have more sympathy. Okay? So if we can learn how to create more caring to every single vehicle, then it's going to shine through. And that way, do you have to make the detail perfect? Do you have to make it flawless? Like a lot of detailers, from what I understand, and for everyone that I'm listening to, they think that the quality of the detail is going to get them the results, the more customers. Like, what is the difference between you and any other detailer? They have the same tools. They have the same vacuums. They have the same water that comes out of a pressure washer. Okay, whether it's filtered or not, it's the same thing. Right? But if you are the person who doesn't care about all the great, best tools, then you really need to shine somewhere else. And it's listening. Okay? You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You need to use your ears to listen to your customers' needs. Once you have that, game over. But at the end of the day, your kindness has to be your superpower. So how do we use it? How do we leverage being kind? How do we leverage, even on the bad days, the worst days, smiling? I'm not saying faking it, but nothing worse than maybe you having a bad day and having a poor representation of yourself, your business, into a customer that's going to give you a 1-star Google review because what? You fluffed them off, you disrespected your clients, you rolled your eyes, maybe you were mad because the customer's mad about the detail and how you handled that situation. Everything matters when it comes to talking to your clients. It's really what sets the tone. It really what either helps lift your business or brings down your business, because nothing worse than having a Google review that just feels like you just took a knife and just, oh man, and that customer was just rude, disrespectful. At the end of the day, sometimes it's not your problem, but how can we fix it? Okay. And in my coaching, in my one-on-one mentoring, we really talk about this because this is what is important. Customers are going to come to you with challenges. Customers are going to come with you with being disappointed. How can you navigate in situations like that where they know, even in the peak of being angry, that you are listening to them, right? Just like a relationship. Nothing worse then you're talking and feeling like there's no one listening on the other end of the conversation, okay? So we need to focus on hearing our customers and how we can fix the problem. Once you do that, you're going to be getting more and more business. Now moving on to number 4, people talk about experiences, not the paintwork. Referrals come through feelings, not flawless finishes. What do people really say when they recommend you? Would it be, oh, he was polite, he took his time, he explained everything, and he made suggestions. I didn't go for it today, but maybe next time. They're not saying, oh, he used chemical guys or Hayes Detail products with this foam pad, and he had a rupees buffer, and wow, you can really see how the paint came to life. Take a second. Is that how people are going to recommend you? Is because they know what chemicals you're using? Sure, they may be happy with the final result, but if they are happy with you, that's all they need. That's all they need to be able to refer you to one of their friends. Okay? So think about how they are going to talk about you when you're not around. Maybe it's to another business. Maybe it's an opportunity of somebody getting their car cleaned and they work for a business that takes care of a fleet company. Like, you never know the opportunity. So if you're easy to work with, if you're kind, you're respectful, who cares about the price? Who cares about the detail? A lot of times that is what matters. because people are willing to pay more knowing they're going to be taken care of than knowing what the final result is, right? Because a lot of times they're using your service. They don't know what your before and after is going to be. They don't know what the quality is going to be. They're betting on the fact that you are going to bring their car back to life. Okay, 2-3 hours later, wow, you did. You fell through. But what makes you exceptionally different than your competition? Okay, now we get on to number 5. Detailers who win care about the people, not just the cars. I talked about this earlier. You need to ask more questions. Asking questions allows you to solve problems. You can either offer tips, you can show them options, or again, you can set the expectations. Some clients might be using you for the very first time, like in a sense of detailing. You know the difference between using your service and going to the car wash, but do the clients? No. They think that you're just a better version of a car wash. So ask them the questions. The car washes aren't asking the questions. They're simply asking if they want their tires shined when they come out of the car wash, or if they want a Rain-X option on the windshield. That's what they're asking. But if you ask the questions, hey, what do you use your vehicle for? Oh, you have kids that throw stuff around. Okay, can I make just a suggestion if you're looking to take care of your vehicle? And sometimes even asking a question like, hey, are you detailing this vehicle to sell it, or are you detailing it to just kind of bring it back to life and, love it again or whatever? I just had this experience not even 2-3 days ago. And I asked that customer a question. He came in and his detail was already $550. And, me being the salesperson, I want to maximize this opportunity. Why? Because every day, every car is an opportunity to make more money. Not to screw over my customers, but simply just to create opportunities for our business, which is Hayes Detail Shop, right? Allows me to pay my employees more, allows me to offer lunches every Friday, allows me to take them out for dinner once a month. Like, think about these things, right? You want to bring in money. So when I'm looking at this $550 detail, the first thing I said to the client when I called, I was like, hey, I should have asked you when you were here, but I'm just curious. Like, are you just getting this ready to sell it? Because they were getting a detail, an engine bay, and a headlights. And to me, that screams like I'm posting it on social media later and trying to get the most out of it. And that's why I asked. He said, no, we just bought this off of one of my friends. Unfortunately, went to an old folks home. He can't drive anymore. This is actually going to be my daughter's first car, and it's kind of a surprise for her. And I said, oh, what a great surprise. Hey, could I just make one suggestion? Like, because you're going to be keeping the vehicle and this is her first car, like, I just want to bring some things to your attention that I think might benefit you, her, and this vehicle long term. I said, I noticed a lot of swirl marks in the paint. I'd recommend doing a one-stage paint correction just so we can get rid of a lot of that top surface dullness and really bring the vehicle back to life. Like, really make it shine like the car that it is. And seeing as how we're going to do the headlight restoration, why not do like a protective coating for 5 years? That way you don't have to worry of them going yellow again. Like, I'm sure some of you are confused because my services and options and packages are going to be significantly different to yours. I'm just explaining to you the conversation that I had. And the excitement this customer had, like, yes, absolutely, go ahead. If you want to find the reel on my Instagram to hear that phone call conversation, you can. But the customer's just happy that I'm suggesting something that is going to make the most out of this opportunity to make it a surprise for the daughter, right? Like, now this detail became $750. Like, that phone call turned into an extra $200 job. Yeah, sure. Should it have been $250 more? Absolutely. But I said, listen, I'm going to take $50 off, seeing as how it's already here and that your bill's already at a significant price. So we can do it for only an extra $200 more. I'm not dropping my pants and saying we'll only do it for an extra $100. No, you know what your services costs are. You have to stay true to what you're charging, but to give a little bit of discount makes it a little bit more appealing for a client. But if you ask the questions, which was me asking, hey, are you using this to sell? Because if you are, then I'm not going to suggest you something that you don't need or you don't care for. But simply by asking that question allowed me to find out that no, this is a car that we need to make it look good for this daughter. Hello? If I didn't ask, I wouldn't have known. And sometimes that's the honest truth. The answer is no unless you ask. Okay? So, with that said, that's my 5 talking points of how we need to figure out to focus on customer service, because you've already spent enough time detailing cars. You're already good at that. We need to focus on how do we take care of our clients. Okay? So at the end of the day, customer service is the detail. If you master that, you'll never run out of work. So this is what we need to focus on. And hey, if any of you got any value from this podcast, if you appreciated anything that I had to say, I would love the support by maybe hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe. If you're listening to on Spotify, you can hit follow just so you can hear it again. Maybe you're detailing while you're working. You wanted to listen to something that's going to help you in your business career, because at the end of the day, I want to see you succeed. I want to see you grow into a successful detailing business. And there's nothing worse than me driving by a business and then it says closed or closing down. Like, it sucks to think that people work so hard for a number of years just for their businesses to go under. I do not want that to happen to you. But without clarity, without vision, without excitement, without consistency and effort, your business is going to fail. But I want to see it succeed. So, hey, if you need coaching, if you need mentoring, if you want somebody to put some fire under your butt just so you can actually do the things that you're not doing, then I can be that person for you too. I'm pretty good at it too, in a respectful way. But without further ado, thank you so much for being a part of today's podcast. I really appreciate you listening in. And if you have any questions, if you want to say anything down below, anything you want to see or me address in upcoming episodes, then please don't hesitate to put it down in the comments. I'd love to answer any questions that you guys have. But hey, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Well, I guess you're already here listening on YouTube, but the Detail Consultant is who I am. If you want to be a part of our community, Team HDP, if you want to order some Hayes Detail products, please, at any time, we're always here for you. But we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you again for listening in.